Since we last checked in with you at 5, we have seen some police officers leaving the scene. Crews right now are wrapping up treating those roads. They started late last night around 9, targeting those problem areas. I know a lot of us love to run, hike, and bike. Lots of folks doing that this morning. Kids, get ready. You have school today. AIC has not said anything about any closures or school delays this morning.
Kenny, this is something you've been covering for a while.
Yeah, for almost 2 years now. These two planes, 747s, those hold over 400 people, but only 340 came back. So we don't know exactly how they were divided up and how many are in California and here at home just down the road in San Antonio. But I can tell you the State Department originally said it would not allow any infected passengers on the plane. That changed this morning. Even after repeated phone calls and online complaints.
And this had gone on for months.
David Panay says he's had no luck.
There's the pole, there's the light that's out.
In getting this street light fixed.
Director of services who I spoke to, and he told me that they knew about it even before that I had reported it, but they have a lot of things going on they'll get to when they get to it, and that was 6 months ago.
The light outside his shopping center near FM 1431 and Austin Avenue. Panay says it's a safety issue.
1401 is a busy street. I mean, there's people from all the way from Lago Vista going into Cedar Park to work.
Panay says it's been a year since he first reported this dead light to the city. Why did it take the city so long to address this issue?
I'm not, let me apologize to the person that brought that up. I don't know.
We did some digging and reached out on Panay's behalf. Turns out the city doesn't even maintain this light.
I'm upset that we didn't get him to the proper people. You know, we should have got him to TxDOT.
Mayor Paul Johnson says these lights make a difference.
Yeah, our highway is dangerous like everybody else's is, and we need the lights out there.
Traffic on 1431 has spiked, up almost 800% in the past decade. Another reason why Panay is determined to get the light fixed.
I don't want us to be talking next time and then somebody gets killed out here.
In Jonestown, Candy Rodriguez, KXAN News. It's all hands on deck to put the final touches on the new Rathgeber Center and get ready to welcome families. This shelter comes at a time when the city is working on solutions to tackle homelessness.
When it comes to families, you're affecting 2 generations of homelessness, the parent and then the children. And that's something, when a child comes into shelter, they think it's part of their normal, day-to-day activity. This is normal. Living in a shelter is normal, but unfortunately, it's not a way of life.
But the future of the new shelter greatly depends on the community. After months of delaying the opening due to financial shortcomings, hurdles with legal documents and staffing, the center was able to secure a little over $2 million to operate through September. $1 million from the City of Austin in a one-time grant, $500,000 from Integral Care, and $500,000 from the Downtown Austin Alliance, with the rest coming from private donations and grants.
We're celebrating today the opening of the Rathgeber Center, but we go back to work tomorrow and continue our fundraising efforts.
Nonprofit officials estimate they need nearly $5 million to operate yearly, and they'll need to come up with the money by October. But Salvation Army's Corey Leith says he's hopeful.
I think as the community becomes more aware of the Salvation Army program, it's going to be less difficult to obtain those funds.
A connection.
Because I knew that there were other African Americans here, I just didn't know where they were.
It's what we as humans search for.
And so that's one of the things that I've made a mission to do, is to create a community.
Doing what the retired Army Lieutenant Colonel does best, telling stories.
Telling the Army story, that was my job, telling the Army story. And so when I got out and the story of African Americans in Austin was just not being told, I wanted people to see what I saw.
She came up with an idea, a book, highlighting the achievements in Black Austin.
Because I lived on the west side for over 10 years, and now I've got to go to the east side to find out, this is where it started. This is where the African American community in Austin started.
The Austin transplant first had to touch base, communicate, and connect.
People didn't want to be in the book. And they didn't want to be in the book because most people are doing their job, and they're doing great things in their jobs, but they don't really get the accolades. But I told them, it's not about you. It's about the little boy and the little girl who looks like you, who says, you know what, I wonder if I can do this. And they look at you and they say, yes, I can.
Dozens and dozens of people fill the pages of this book.
Although I was able to get 200 people in the book, there was so many more that were not.
So Anita began the process again, calling, interviewing, writing, connecting. The result, a second book.
Don't tell me there's no Black people in Austin, because I've got proof right here. I've got proof.
2 books highlighting nearly 500 African Americans, CEOs, city leaders, journalists, community activists, lawyers, doctors.
Like, did you know that there's over 90 Black doctors in Central Texas?
Hi, I'm Aisha White, board-certified plastic surgeon and owner of Quintessence Plastic Surgery.
The New Orleans race surgeon credits a lot of her success to her parents and a supportive community.
Hi, I'm Dr. White. Nice to meet you.
Throughout the years, she's been able to break barriers and crush biases.
When I see patients at the hospital or when patients come in the office, I think that for some of them, I'm definitely not what they're expecting to see. We are here, and this book helps to make us visible.
Seen at a time when data shows African Americans make up less than 10% of Austin's population.
Hi, my name is Ryan Coaxum. I'm a vice president at Guarantee Bank and Trust.
Ryan knows Austin.
When I grew up here, I was always like, what are you talking about? There's Black people all around. I got my family, go to a Black church, and so you see Black people all the time.
But even Ryan says there's work left to be done.
I knew that it was more of a problem in the last couple of years when, people would start moving here and they'd be like, I don't see Black people. Or they'd say stuff like, I haven't seen another Black person in a couple of days.
But for Ryan, Anita's books serve as a sign of hope and a reminder.
Scroll through it that we are blossoming, we are beautiful people, and we are just going to keep pushing on until, Austin becomes stronger, stronger, and stronger.
We are just like everybody else. And I think that's the biggest lesson of it all.
A lesson she hopes will instill compassion, understanding, and create a connection. Candy Rodriguez, KXAN News.